spotted too, as it rings the alarm for a couple of players moving forward. Nature's playing the backside. Now a big paranoia as Nature gets the first kill onto Sinatraa. So they even things up on a 4-4, but he's stuck in the back. He still manages to get a second one before he eventually gets dropped by Sick. But Genghsta's already rotated. It's a 2 versus 1. Immortals on the disadvantage as dapr lands the last kill. And that's good position though from Sentinels. Already along the line of pillar, backside, and B main. dapr is on that lurk again, and he manages to capitalize with a kill onto Nature, which means now the defense numbers dwindles down on this retake, and it's just perfect positioning now. They didn't expect that Sinatraa was going to be on the top of that billboard, and now shot up at the same time, so he could maybe wide swing onto Heavens. Nice shot by ShahZaM to pick out shot up, but you saw how they tried to hold it back for Immortals. They didn't really have a fight back from B Heaven. They actually fought back from default with 2 players peeking out in that area. They make it an early advantage at the beginning, but after that, losing this player early for shot up towards the B Heavens, the control is back at the Sentinels, where they're looking to split into this A side, especially after that pick from zombs.
zombs is going to drop into the ropes, has to worry about the alarm bot that's there. That triggers the nano swarm as well. It does look like we're going to see them move towards A in just a moment, or again, it's just Nature here
left.
playing solo. And with them moving in fast and just having an SMG, not really much can be done. The dive into the smoke just in case there's a turret on site, but there isn't. You can see them getting full site control, and Nature can't really do much about this. Now, Nature does have their the lockdown.
At least to try to get a couple of frags, because as we mentioned,
Nature's just playing this one passive the way that he should.
Exactly, because they have the lockdown. That's another reason why they he wants to play this
Now
passive, but unfortunately, dapr goes for the lurk through the smoke, and that cancels out the lockdown for the attempt of a retake. ShahZaM on the top of the A ramp, another to fall, and just like that, in the blink of an eye, it's a 3 versus 3 with the spike planet at the default spot. Can this be doable for a retake? Potentially here, because you have ARs coming for the retake for Immortals, and Shot Up is already on the top of Heaven, dropping to hell. Oh, as Zombs backs up into him, it's just going to be an easier retake. Now, as an open site, the last 2 lurking on A-ramp still. Now you force the Blade Storm out. ShahZaM trying to come across, and he's going to get... Oh, actually, he gets the headshot into Shot Up. Now, as they're trying to defuse, he misses the right click, and the defuse will come in favor of the Immortals to put the first point on the scoreboard. Finally, to get it done. Still very good for Immortals. You're looking for an answer on this aggression towards the B garage. A 2 versus 2 didn't work. Passive play for retake on B didn't work. Big flank from jcStani, by the way. But now as they push 3 players, it works out. So that's the second round in a row they do it, using 2 ultimates for 2 rounds in a row. Now they'll have a little bit less to work with as we move into the next round. But before we get into the next round, we still have a Spike Planet for Sentinels on a 1-minute advantage, where again, potential where they reset the economy, and it starts with dapr. Headshot onto Shot Up, and Sinatra's now running in with that showstopper, looking for his opponent. Cannot, stops the lockdown, and that's a good way to pull out a utility, which means now Immortals has even less moving into the next round, with Nature now moving up on the Raptors.
Yeah, Sinatraa was in a great position in hell there, and that's exactly where he sends Nature.
Correct.
Sentinels coming in from the lower bracket, so IMT starts 1-0, hence the score at the top, despite this being the first match.
I like
and
this.
Here's an aggressive play. I like this too.
Yeah, Satchel Charge baited out, try to trade with the low rifles that you have with the stack. Aggressive from Immortals down mid. But now it's still a 4 versus 4. They've given up the B side, which means Sick is now able to take advantage of it. Sinatraa is there on the other side of the wall, but jcStani, the only weapon that was purchased with that stinger, gets the first frag, but he's down at 8 HP. He could put a smoke story towards B main. That's going to push Sinatraa back.
Out of play, there's going to be a heal that comes through. That's actually going to give away his position. There's an audible cue that comes out from that, but it doesn't scare jcStani. At least it looked like we were seeing a heal, but he's still sitting low on 8 HP. I thought for a second we got it, but maybe not.
And that is going to be confirmed by the neural theft.
Ult utilized by jcStani to get towards elbow. Quickly taken care of by Sick. Shot Up is in position on the other side of screens, but there's a wall that's gone down from Sage, and he has no choice but to blast through it. ShahZaM in position, should be able to get a quick kill on Kehmicals, and does. The Odin betrays Sinatraa, but it's still a player advantage for Sentinels. The 3-on-2 with the spike planted, and again, who else would you see on the flank other than dapr? And I don't think they have any reason to believe that this is happening. There's the first kill coming out onto Genghsta. The last player remaining is Shot Up on site. Empress available, has decided not to use it. It's another round for Sentinels in the books. ShahZaM with the updraft and the Blade Storm. Unfortunate for Nature, who was trying his best to play defense on this A site. Shot up, at least able to get some revenge for his fallen comrade. Drops in with Empress active, spots out that player immediately there. Shot up, still in position, but Immortals looks like they might close it out here in the first half with a round win they desperately needed. Sinatraa is all the way across the map. This time it was his turn to lurk, and it doesn't work out so well. Still, strong half for Sentinels, 9-3 up over Immortals. And we still don't really know what to expect from them on the attacking side. Maybe things will turn around, look a little bit better for them. dapr continues in the rampage. They try to dive down into the ropes, and it is just not good at all.
Yeah, the satchel charges try to come in, and that's what they're doing here, and let's see if they can trade it out.
I mean, they're going to be trying to take out zombs, who's playing on the site. Shot up makes quick work of them. Sick, though, with just a frenzy. Great shooting on that angle hold. Now, the spike will be planted, and it's a 4-on-4. It's a great opportunity for them, but Sinatraa came in with the nade, flies into the site as well. Sinatra's going on a rampage. It is important to note that when we saw what their options were, either this or Haven, we knew neither one would work out well to kick off the series for IMT. We ultimately expected Sentinels to take this first map. And I think Immortals maybe expected that a little bit too. This is their perma. They haven't played it once throughout the event. Clearly, they didn't feel great on the map. And what we've seen, it's not like they were hiding anything they didn't want somebody else to see, because it's not working out so well for them. That said, they do at least have site control here. It's a 3-on-2. The opportunity is there. They managed to get the spike down, but it's come down to a 1-on-1, and zombs with the sidearm still able to win it. So despite the numbers advantage, site control as well, spike going down, even with I'm not scared, worried, or concerned. Sinatraa goes to this weapon all the time, more typically when he's playing the role of Sova. There's the ult being utilized as well. The rocket's going to come out. It's right behind Kehmicals. That's the third on the round for Sinatraa. And just like that, Sinatraa sets the team up for success as dapr comes in and picks up through the port, but we could also see a port back here from IMT. We'll see what ends up happening. There's the push into sight. The camera's going to give away the first position. dapr's taken down and shot up. Moves into sight. jcStani with the execution as well onto ShahZaM. There's the portal play with both players coming through. Sick now has to make a move as the hot hands comes through. The nade is out as well. Good damage coming down. And we're suddenly back in an advantage here for Sentinels. Just like that, you snap your fingers. One playing back behind APC, and then you've got one up in heaven. That would be Sinatraa as Raze. Nice fat paranoia to try to slow down the push. That allows dapr to get into the corner. dapr from distance able to find a quick kill. zombs is there as well. And again, the SMGs proving to be way more powerful in the hands of Sentinels than the rifles are for IMT. The last player on the site is trying to escape through the showers. jcStani just wants to get a spike plant out of this. Six says, no way, not on my watch. The last remaining player is Genghsta. And while he's back on his trusty Sova, there's not really much that can be done here. Just looking to take out one or two more players and then save the rifle yet again. Has the ult to bring into the next round, but it's another one on the scoreboard, and there's zombs.
For Sick, I'm pretty sure he has a couple of curveballs still, sorry, but we have great positioning for Immortals. Looking to double up, there's that curveball from Sick, but the double peek from jcStani and his teammate from you, leaving Sinatraa by his lonesome. First contact is coming in from the showers, and that's going to spot Genghsta. Again, still having his ult, so he can fall all the way back towards spawn just to make sure that he guarantees this round. We tap the spike, we're trying to bait it out, but we don't even need it. Speed, but shot up. This round is going to come with the run it back to clear out, create some space. Hunter's Fury to be countered by ShahZaM. Same thing to come to try to take it down. It's going to be Legolas mirrored. But still, nobody getting kills out of that one, but the space has been created. The site is almost taken as Sinatraa is still at the A cubby. Raining damage still for 2 kills, make that 3 into the round. And just like that, just one more to go.
It's clumsy. It's not really what you want to see. Sick. Taken out pretty quickly, though, by shot up with just a stinger. That's a fast kill coming in from them as well, and it looks like they want to explode off this potentially. Shot up's taken out, and they've also got to worry about this player that's coming through. That's the ult being popped. At least Kehmicals got the kill first, but the rocket is delivered. And in the end, it'll be brought down to 2. Nice paranoia coming out. dapr's got to move behind the box, manages to find safety, and then just says, I see your spray, and I give you just a few bullets to the skull. Genghsta alone. It's a 1v2. The Al drone's going to go out in response to the Al drone that initially tagged him. Good movement to go inside the smoke. But the bullets are going to come through, and it's an interesting battle between the Sovas with some backup coming in from their Omen. That'll be zombs, who's up now on top of the box. Nice paranoia coming out. Genghsta just hides inside the smoke, and the round goes the way of Sentinels. More of the same side Kehmicals. ShahZaM just spamming through that smoke, looking to do some damage. But it's actually dapr who drops the spike planter nature through the bin, making things a little bit more palatable for Sentinels. Kehmicals will have to go back in, scoop up the spike, and go for the plant. They're not prepared for Sick, who's already on the flank, coming through from Hookah. We've still got dapr in spawn, but it's a quick shot coming out from jcStani to make things easier for them. Sick still doing great work. Popped the ult as he got shot, so it's a 1-2 punch. But ShahZaM gonna line up two. Back to the B site they go. Kehmicals gonna fly out. Sick with a curveball to slow it down. You can hear the damage dealt to his teammate through that smoke. The grunt. But it's Sick who's basically making this look easy. Great setup for IMT. They should be able to win this round with the numbers advantage and the positions that they've got. There's the boombot coming through first. That'll give away the position. And yeah, pretty quickly, Sinatra's in a great position right now. Oh no, the timing. Sinatraa looks away at the worst possible second. Likely would have been able to find a pickup there. I like the move though, getting vertical on top of the box. It's a bit risky given the lack of sight control. But look at the positions right now. So many players over on the side of U-Haul. There's going to be a brawl in this direction. It's a back and forth volley of kills. 1 for 1 for 1. Zombs now moving in, gets the best of jcStani. There's one around the corner. Curveball's right inside of his face. That shot up coming out on top of it. It's going to be a 1v1. It's shot up versus ShahZaM. ShahZaM is towards the site, has not yet tapped the spike. Shot up's coming around the bend. And Shot Up does what Shot Up does best. The Omen. They use the blast pack to take out any hardware that could be down. Sinatra's going to try and go for the swan dive, but ends up clunking his head on the side instead and gets dropped by nature. There's still one on the site. The flash comes through and zombs doesn't really have a choice. Tries to go for the peek, but can't see much. And the site is lost. The flank comes through, but the run it back expires before he's able to do any damage. It's a 3-on-5 retake. Another promising look for IMT.
Yeah, especially after that running back being canceled. It's such a long rotate for Sick, as everybody else from Sentinels is still waiting for him, the ones that are still alive. So that wastes a lot of time onto this spike that's currently ticking down. And again, it's still great positioning. It's down to a 4 versus 2. You're starting to maybe give up on these on this retake attempt for Sentinels. As with these SMGs, maybe they're looking for a double peak or something, but they are very low on the economy. So I think you should try to save these last 2 weapons. First curveball, he misses the blaze wall for them to try to cross. So that just makes it a lot easier here for Shut Up and jcStani.
As a Cypher main, I'm always impressed by Ray's main's movement. That blast pack utilization from Kehmicals to get on top of the double stack in sight. I always marvel at that. It's now down to just 1 remaining player. It's ShahZaM, so 7-5 scoreline. First half was dealing with Sick. And we'll see how things shape up for them. I like the play coming in currently from Sentinels. They use the shock dart to take any Cypher hardware that would be down on short out of the equation, but they take significant damage on the intent to move up. They're still committing to this site, and it's a bloodbath right now as it's come down to a 3-on-3, and they still don't have sight control, so what do? They pull the ripcord and try to get out. Kehmicals does prevent ShahZaM from being able to rotate out. Look at the health that's remaining currently. You've got 1 HP, and with that shock dart coming in, a little bit scary. Going full pucker on the clench. And it's going to come down to that last player. Can he get killed by a dart? Is that possible? That would be amazing. No. Shots through the bin, though, so it doesn't matter. It's that threat. We've seen this play before, and we've seen the counter as well. That paranoia coming through from Portal. Hot Hands does go down to prevent the flank, but now they're sewn in. They're stuck into these positions. They're going to have to fight their way out of it. The nade comes through, but the kills are piling up right now for Sentinels, and they know what that means for them opportunity-wise. The A site is vacant, and you can see the defense currently starting to rotate back around through spawn. They're not going to get there in time. So Sentinels will be able to set up a spike plant here, as the recon dart will give away the positions. They've already got one charging in. It's a headshot dink coming out for nature, but the fatality, not a problem. Kehmicals has to come in and do the remainder of the dirty work. It's a 2-on-3 numbers advantage for Sentinels.
Still very good with the amount of headshots they're getting with these stingers, because after these fights, even if they lose it, either it's Immortals or Sentinels, the person that they lost against is still low on HP, so still very doable for a retake, as Kehmicals is only at 32 HP. If they could actually win this from a flank coming in from Sinatraa, catches him in a reload. Unfortunate there.
Kehmicals was in map number 1, but then again, we didn't really get to see the op plays too much for IMT, as money was a consistent problem. Here's that showers play we've seen from them before, but that's exactly what we were talking about. dapr just slides out, and that should not happen. You have the op on top of the bin, positioned there specifically to prevent that play from being possible. So the very least you'd hope if your op goes down, you get a trade, but no. dapr on the duck slide back across, sprays one through the wall, and things are just falling apart here. Six gonna use the ult, run it back, getting him out of showers. sinatraa gets vertical yet again, as we've seen him do time and time again. And now Genghsta is the last player alive and likely would be better off saving, going back to the B site and grabbing the op that was dropped by Kehmicals.
Well executed there for Sentinels at the beginning of this round. From all angles, actually. Shower's control was pretty perfect from the way it was done. For Sentinels, you saw that they utilized, it was a paranoia from the defender side to go against an owl drone.
The footsteps of the other, they knew there was one in Portal. Again, you've got sinatraa up on top of the double boxes using the blast pack to get a little bit more verticality, but it's a nice pick-off. Nature from distance with the stinger, able to cash in. Now, Six got into backside sight. The rocket actually does manage to land somehow from significant distance post-mortem as well. There's a Hunter's Fury being utilized by the defense. Genghsta sending some shots out from the Sheriff afterwards as well. They've got a player advantage, but they don't really have the firepower. They're going to have to face off against the rifles. zombs is sneaking onto the site.
30 seconds left.
There's one currently in U-Haul, and shot up again with the stinger. The SMGs have proved to be very good for Immortals when they've needed them. In a pinch, they can go to those weapons and find some success. They don't anticipate this cam from Nature, so Nature can use that camera to spot out player positions, but there's no one on the site. They're playing back off of this a little bit further away. They do have neural theft, so if they can find a kill here and Nature can toss out that hat, it'll give away the remaining players' positions. That shock dart might make it a little easier, but the neural theft is completely eliminated as a threat. And again, something they have way more frequently than the players on IMT, and when IMT has it, they don't seem to be landing nearly as many of those. jcStani will find one player coming through the showers, but zombs is there with immediate trade back. jcStani is still on site, trying to do some damage, takes down his Omen counterpart, his doppelganger. He's stuck behind default boxes as the spike goes down. Good cover coming in from the team. Spam not really going to do much there through that box. So Sentinels again can set up a post plant, a position they are very scary in, and you've got this slow play coming through the showers from dapr that is so incredibly scary. Now the position was given away by the neural theft, so that'll prevent the surprise from being a factor, but they've still got to deal with this player who's in U-Haul. They try to spin back, but they just can't keep their eyes peeled.
Sentinels now taking control and pressure of short 8 and hookah, but we are trying to fight back here as Kehmicals is trying to spray with the Singer through the smoke, puts one at low HP, a double peek, but a body block, unfortunately, as two, or should I say, our first one falls towards hookah.
Genghsta somehow survives with 1 HP. jcStani, who was trying to take this fight early on short, spent his paranoia, but still used his dark cover to at least get one before being taken out. It's a 3-on-3 again with 45 seconds. Nature does have that great flank, like you said, coming through after pushing through from showers. Are they prepared? They do turn around, but not in time. The rifle's gonna get picked up by Nature. Great shooting coming in, and they're not out of this one yet. Shot up from up on heaven, squeezes a bullet over top of the box. They've done a decent job at keeping Sentinels out of hookah early on, but these long-range battles have not gone their direction. Looking back a couple of rounds when Chemical had the op on top of boxes inside sight, unable to pick up a kill onto dapr that should have been theirs. Because of the nature of that last round win, their money isn't fantastic either. So they're down to 3 players here as the site's been lost. jcStani, again, trying to do the Lord's work for Immortals. But now it's all fallen onto the last remaining player inside hookah. The position's given away, but Nature is still fighting for this one. 2 quick kills come out from the Cypher mains. And there's a 1v1 on site with the flank basically coming through on B-Long, playing towards the bomb with ShahZaM. It's 13-8. Sick just keeps showing us how versatile his play is, as now he's gone over to Sova. The guy is just playing every possible role and agent throughout a series. It's truly impressive. There'll be a B-side plant where Immortals is trying to retake, but the damage is being dealt early on by Sentinels. A 4-on-3 with the Jet currently low on HP. The heal was utilized on the Sage already, so they won't be able to top off that Jet player. Ooh. And that's now resulted in the death of dapr and ShahZaM. Another one coming in for Immortals. Very quickly, that turned around. A great retake into the A site, taking out an alarm bot that was waiting around the corner with the stinger. jcStani up top, trying to squeeze bullets on the edge of that dark cover as he can spot the players on the other side. But it's sinatraa to spill blood first. They've got site control. And there's still so many players here, so yeah, they're on site, but they haven't really fully controlled it. They've just kind of made it there. There's a nice leer coming in from sinatraa, who dissipates, disappears, and gets back into safety. It's now down to the last player, Genghsta, around the corner.
sinatraa from moving forward, so he's forced to fall back towards Maze. But meanwhile, with this dark cover, everybody's pushing in.
dapr again with the wall. This time it doesn't go underneath dapr's feet, so he's not able to get the verticality necessary, but it's okay. Because again, they've gained site control and the belt there, making me feel like we're able to travel to land and I'm trying to pick up my luggage at the airport. We'll see a push coming through. Yeah, really. Someday soon, hopefully. We'll see a push coming through yet again on the A side, but this time it's actually going to be IMT who strikes first. They managed to slow down the push and pick up a couple of kills in the process. It's still not perfect, as it is down to a 3-on-2, and dapr has got a great angle yesterday between LG and IMT, where Moose was holding on to that to prevent that ult from being a factor. The ball comes through, but it's not exactly perfect. They're able to sneak back behind it. The ult is utilized by Kehmicals, but the knives not connecting. It's ShahZaM's op that greets him. Quick shots coming out from ShahZaM yet again, and a flick back onto the last. That's a 4K for ShahZaM career as well. We saw him pretty proficient with a rifle as well, so that helped him kind of balance out that consistency. Hunter's Fury is going to be utilized here by Sick. That allows dapr to get into this advanced position. Kehmicals didn't even know it was coming. Sinatra's like, I don't care how far away I am. I'm still going to shoulder this Odin and spray away. But that said, it's come down to 2. On each side, now just 1. It's nature alone. That's the position we've talked about. That ult can be so good there. And not having Hunter's Fury to take it out, they don't have any other options to try and eliminate that. No damage dealing ult that can get in there and prevent that ult from continuing. Fake port coming in from jcStani. Spots dapr trying to slide across slowly on the zipline. Sick though, with a second shock dart will eliminate that player from that position. So
from Kehmicals towards the back of the site. Plan should come down, they'll give it away for Immortals. They're okay with that. Oh, maybe not. A little bit too slow in the end.
Yeah, good awareness from Kehmicals to try to spot them on the cross through the gaps in the boxes.
Well, to continue their stride on this map, because we talked about it, or I mentioned how good Sentinels look on the attacker side. They won 10-2. Now there's only 3 rounds to go. They finally take the upper hand into this round, but it's already 5-4. jcStani is still alive in the back of the truck, but sinatraa taking control of this A side heaven. He's able to take down jcStani. Nature holding in the back of the site. Spike has now been planted. It's a 4 versus 2. Alarm bot triggers 1 out. And he's looking for the lurk kills, and he connects onto Sick.
Still got Kehmicals trying to come through with an operator as well. Now sinatra's in a great position, but it's not even necessary at that point. ShahZaM is on an absolute heater. Throughout the series, ShahZaM's been on one. Nice shot coming out from Kehmicals as well. Getting away quickly, trying to dodge incoming damage, and likely to get caught here on the attempted cross. It'll be an upgrade for ShahZaM, who's going to tailwind in closer just to guarantee the up pick up 6 rounds for Sentinels.
Because the last kill that he just got on Kehmicals was just a Vandal on a rotation, and then he picks up the operator right after. And ShahZaM is trying to change things around, and that's a great way to counter it. You saw the recon dart that came out just to see if there was going to be more opposition coming through, but it's sinatraa that picks up another kill for Sentinels. And that's a weak in A site. Still difficult for the last 2 players, as Genghsta is only able to take down 1, unfortunately.
Ugh, my goodness. Just dirty takes on this A site. Often find multiple kills. It just almost feels like they just have no stopping power. You've got Kehmicals here with the op, who is able to pick off sinatraa, but now trying to run away and again save an opposite situation they've been in before. dapr goes for the jiggle with the heal, no less, so the healing aura kind of glows out around the corner, gives away the position even further. Kehmicals looking to just try and save this as much as possible. Sick is currently coming in from up top. The shot is still on the money from Kehmicals. A quick reaction.
Let's see how it pans out for the last round of the first half.
Dueling ults coming out. As you heard the Hunter's Fury being utilized. I thought I heard a second pop, but it didn't seem like it. I didn't see any damage being dealt, so I don't know if that got canceled earlier or what that was. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Mistaking. I was mixing up the attacking and defending side. So, excuse me. Kehmicals with the ult utilized. It's not going to produce the success that you would want. And again, it's down to 1 player. You know, you talk about You talk about Kehmicals' inability to really be in the right position. It just feels like the reads have not been there. You know, they have not been able to figure out where Sentinels is going to go to put that player in a position to find success.
Paint shells, where you don't have the boom bot to get information, it's really in your face Valorant. And if you have people like ShahZaM, well, as I speak about it now, if he's able to step up, then that's going to be pretty much a brawl that could come into the favor of the attackers. But you know what? Sentinel seems to say they have different plans. They're just going to shut me up and say, look, we're going to shut down the B site. Only nature left to go. And zombs empties his clip to secure that last kill. ShahZaM's already lurking across. We haven't really seen him, and that allows for him to get the surprise kill onto Sick, especially after the recon dart kind of showed that it was going to be a little bit safe there from the long way side. But zombs, dapr pulls range at the wall, lines up for the first, even with the second. Now the trade from ShahZaM, but it's still a one-man advantage for Sentinels. Thankfully, zombs is low on HP, and we have a flank Parcells from Kehmicals. Now he's stuck. A crossfire coming in from Orange and from Kitchen, leaving ShahZaM on his own. So we mentioned him before. He has to step up right now. He's struggling a little bit into this map. I think he was at some point 7 and 10 or something like that. And now he's moving at 8 and 13. Make that 8 and 14 as he comes around the tube.
Great orb control and frequent ults. We saw, I think it was Sick, who had like back-to-back almost ults. It was like an ult, and then like 2 rounds later, he had the ult again. And it's just ridiculous that it's happening at that level of frequency. It's down to 2 players remaining for Immortals. Sinatraa is pushed up aggressively, waiting for them to come around the corner. Gonna even go to the ADS on the SMG. Has to worry about ShahZaM, who's vertical. There's the heal coming through, but it should be over here as ShahZaM also ADS is the Bulldog. The burst fire, not a problem. 11 rounds to 4 utilized by ShahZaM.
That's
going up on top of the bin as well to try and find a better angle. And we'll clear the head off of ZaM's shoulder. You've got Sinatraa also using Empress with a way bigger gun. That's going to be the Odin having an insane fire rate. And it already produces success. Now a Lear going out as well to allow that thing to really open up. In the Empress duel, ShahZaM comes out on top, quickly taken down in the exchange. It's now all up to Kehmicals, who at least gets the first one. There's a smoke coming in. Can the spam come through where it needs to? No, not initially. 5 HP remaining. The score just quickly piling up for Sentinels. Kehmicals. Oh, there's one around the corner. It's Sinatraa, but he's got backup from ShahZaM as well. That's frustrating right now. If you're Kehmicals, you're like, man, you gotta be kidding me. Just cannot catch a break. And neither can Immortals. Currently sitting at a 5-on-4. An ult being sent out. Hunter's Fury. Does it connect? Yes. So there's dapr going down. Another pulse coming out. Not where it needs to be, but it's okay. Immortals, they may be staring down the barrel of a 12-4, but they're not giving up yet. They try and make their way out onto B. ZaM's there with at least a shutdown onto nature. Throw down the smoke as well. ShahZaM from up top, point blank range. ShahZaM finds one more. And now it's all up to jcStani, trying to get away with the spike in hand, going back to this A site. Will have time for a plant, but it's going to be a 1-on-3. And you've got From the Shadows available as well as Bladestorm. So even if he's able to secure this plant, they're going to be there really quickly, hot on his heels, trying to fight him to retake the site.
And that's why you say, like, Kehmicals is probably telling himself, you gotta be kidding me. It's just the way that Sentinels are able to play those trades. If somebody were to die from Kehmicals at the beginning, he was gonna get immediately traded by ShahZaM. But with that, a 3 versus 1, we'll see if jcStani could clutch it.
In position, there's the dash to fly in. First one will be his, but it's not gonna be enough. Sentinels will take the 3rd map in the series, technically the 4th. It'll be a 3-1 victory for Sentinels here in the finals of the very first closed qualifier for North American VCT. Congratulations to them. They will be taking on the lion's share of the prize pool and, of course, the bragging rights that goes alongside it.